Coupe SUVs, a body style that solely belonged to 6 feet tall Germans with impossible cheekbones and a suspicious amount of leather. And now we have them in India. And as Indians, we've added a bit of masala to it, a pinch of practicality, and priced them sensibly. Today we have two of the freshest take on the silhouette with the Tata Curvv and the Citroen Basalt. Two cars with oddly familiar mission: to stand out, add a bit of fun, and survive whatever the city has to offer. Which one should you put your money on? Let's find out. Starting with the visual design for the Tata Curvv. Now it's definitely big, it's angular, it's sharp, it's full of creases and gets 18-inch alloy wheels that scream about its road presence. And overall it looks like it was designed by someone who has rather very strong opinions about fonts. Flush door handles? Check. LED lighting strip at the front and one at the back? Absolutely. But from this angle, the rear angle, it looks like it's an origami duck with its butt up. And in contrast, the Citroen Basalt, it is, well, a bit more reserved. And in a French way, it's got these soft rounded edges, the right amount of chrome and sculpture that makes it more elegant than loud. And while it does get a modest set of 16-inch wheels, the silhouette, it just flows. There's a balance here which prioritizes proportions over pizzazz, and that in my eyes is just more satisfying, making it more desirable. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Which one looks better? Let me know in the comments below. Inside the cabin of the Tata Curvv, there is a minimalistic design philosophy. The interior is finished in this nice burgundy leatherette finish. You have silver inserts and these hard plastics over here. You have a 12.3-inch floating infotainment screen that works really well, has wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and is supported by a JBL sound system that rather sounds really nice. What isn't really nice is this HVAC control center that is finished in gloss black and has these touch sensitive buttons barring the fan controls and the temperature controls. It's going to be filled with dust and scratches and regrets since the day you leave the showroom floor. And the same continues on this new steering wheel, which is nice. It's big and it feels nice to hold with a flat bottom, but the center panel is again this gloss black, which is going to have scratches and dust and everything. I also not particularly don't like the location of the buttons. If I hold the steering wheel like this and turn it this way, I'm going to press this button on the edge, which is going to activate the cruise control. If I turn right, it's going to accidentally dial someone. So that is something I'm not a big fan of. The digital instrument cluster is really nice. You have a good amount of graphics. It works slick for today. And other premium niceties include you have different drive modes. You have City, Eco and Sport that I'll get into when we drive. You have an electronic parking brake, auto hold function that doesn't work in this car, and a panoramic sunroof, which is closed because it's a hot day today. And now coming to the seats. The seats are really narrow and snug, and you can see half of my body is above where the seat finishes. And the front seats have ventilation functions that's really nice, but the driver seat gets a electrically controlled function, which isn't the best if you consider that it doesn't get the memory function. So every time a new driver comes in, he's going to have to change and it takes quite a bit of time. So I would prefer a manual if there is no memory function. So now getting into the back seat, it's a very tight place. The front seat is adjusted to my driving position and you can already see my head is kind of locked in the front. If I take it back, it touches the back. There is this small scooped out place that if I keep my head perpendicular will fit, but if I keep it ahead, it touches somewhere. If the driver brakes hard, it's gonna again get stuck, as you see. And for reference, I'm 6 feet 2 inches tall. Quite a wide body frame, but it's not a comfortable place to be in. There is pretty much no knee room. There is some leg room that I can put under the seat, but that's all the niceties there are. You also get an armrest with cup holders. You get 3-point seat belts for all passengers. You have ISOFIX mount points, 2 AC vents in the rear, a type A port, a type C port, besides the wireless charging pad up front. And that takes me to get into the back of the Basalt to see how that fares. Now getting into the back seat of the Basalt, and clearly you have a lot more knee room, a lot more leg room, and you can keep your head back without touching the roof because there's a lot more headroom as well. The seats are a lot more comfortable and it gets not only a segment first feature but an industry first feature of adjustable under thigh support, and it tilts to 3 levels and then it goes down as well. You do get an armrest in the center with not only cup holders but also a phone holder over here, and these headrests that are adjustable, and get these wings for an airplane styled headrest so that you can just lounge over here and sleep, because it's such a comfortable place with so much more space than the Tata Curvv. Now let's get into the front seats. Now up front, again, it's an old school layout. You have the use of plastics everywhere, not as many soft touch materials that you get in the Curvv, and even a smaller 10.2-inch screen which does support wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. But what I really like is the fact that you get physical toggle buttons for the H5 control center, and it's very easy to use, will not leave the fingerprints. You do get a wireless charging pad, a Type A port, a 12-volt socket, and a very big feature that the Curvv misses out on is it gets cup holders, and 2 of them right here up front. It again misses out on the sunroof, not a biggie for me. If it is for you, let me know in the comments below. And it does get a digital instrument cluster, which is again very basic. The entire design philosophy here is function over form. And the seats over here are clearly much bigger and wider than the Curvv, and they are a lot more softer, more supportive over here. So definitely, even though they're finished in fabric and leather material, they are a lot more comfortable than the ones in the Curvv.
Well, in terms of boot space, technically the Curvv has 500 liters and the Basalt has 475 liters. With the Curvv's wider aperture and electric tailgate, it do make life easier. Still, unless you're carrying an upright piano, both will just do fine. Now, both of them come with a special edition, and as if by unspoken agreement, both of them are dark. The Tata Curvv Dark Edition goes all in. You get a deep carbon black paint job, blacked out grille and bumpers, gloss black 18-inch alloys and dark badging on the fenders, just in case the stealth look wasn't obvious enough. Inside, the burgundy is gone, replaced with full black leatherette upholstery, a dark roof liner and gloss black center console. It still packs in the features from the top accomplished trims, including the panoramic sunroof, the 12.3-inch screen, JBL sound system, ventilated seats, but now with a villain era makeover, which makes it moody, premium and costs about 30 to 32,000 rupees more than the standard version. The Citroen Basalt Dark Edition takes a more subtle, a more stylish approach. Finished in a shade called Perla Nera Black, it gets darkened out front and rear logos, a blacked out moustache grille, a discreet dark badge on the front of the door, and at the boot there's red contrast stitching on the leatherette seats, a leatherette wrapped dashboard, a gloss black gear lever, ambient lighting in the footwells, and even branded seatbelt cushions that are very chic. All of this for rupees 23,000 rupees more than the standard Max variant. So yes, 2 very different takes on the whole dark and brooding vibe. The Curvv wants to dominate the road, while the Basalt just wants to sip espresso and look unbothered.
Now coming to the experience from behind the wheel. Both cars come with a 1.2-litre 3-cylinder turbo petrol engines, and the Curvv puts out 125 horses and 225 Newton meters of torque on paper, which is stronger than the Basalt's 110 horses and 190 Nm of torque. But here's the twist. In the real world, the one with the honking rickshaws and the bikers doing ballet, the Basalt feels a little bit more alive. It's lighter on its feet, more responsive off the line, and easier to drive in traffic. No drive modes, no drama, just get in and go. The Curvv, despite its more power, feels a bit subdued. The clutch is long and oddly placed, the gear shifts are a bit notchy, and the torque delivery feels a bit like a lazy Sunday. It'll get there, but not in a rush. In sport mode, it wakes up a little, but it still doesn't match the Basalt's eagerness. In terms of refinement, the Curvv is better. Engine vibrations are well suppressed, and it feels a bit more premium at idle. But you might find yourself stalling in traffic, or worse, bunny hopping into a divider. And if you're looking for an effortless, engaging daily driver, the Basalt is just easier to drive. Now to the part where the accountants lean forward. The top-end Tata Curvv that you see here will cost you nearly 17.7 lakh rupees on the road, and the Citroen Basalt will come around 12.7 lakh rupees. That's a 5 lakh rupee in your pocket, which for the record is enough for a round trip to Paris and back, where you can tell the Citroen engineers they've done a pretty good job. Now yes, the Curvv gives you more features, more screens, more dealership reach, a slightly better NCAP rating, but here's the thing. The Basalt gives you enough features, enough comfort, enough performance, and more than enough ride quality, and it does all of this while costing significantly less. And it doesn't shout, it doesn't try to be a concept car, it just works brilliantly. And that's why between the two cars that we have today, I'd personally choose the Citroen. Because in a world of shouty, angular, over-equipped cars trying to do everything at once, sometimes it's the simpler, quieter one that gets it just right. So that's it. The Tata Curvv wins on the spec sheet and in the showrooms. The Citroen Basalt, on the other hand, wins on the road with people in the real world. But having said that, if you crave a little bit of theatre, a bit of premiumness, get the Tata Curvv. But if you want sanity, you want comfort and a bit of that French masala, get the Citroen Basalt. You will thank me later. But that are just my opinions. Which showroom are you running to? Which car gets your hard-earned money? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching Top Gear. See you guys next time.